Hello, friends. It is I, your Sunday school teacher, Mrs. Robyn, and I'm happy to see you again. So, it is the week after Easter. And what a week it has been. We remember how on Good Friday, Jesus allowed them to crucify him. That means die on a cross. And he was killed. And all of his friends were extremely sad and confused. What was going on? And then, on Easter morning, Jesus rises from the dead. And the women see him, and his disciples see him, and they are amazed. He's alive. What does this mean? It must mean that Jesus is really God. God here on earth. I imagine after that, they started thinking about all the things that they had seen over the past years of following Jesus. They were remembering things that had happened. Clues that they could have picked up on to realize that Jesus isn't just a wise teacher or a prophet who can do miracles. He is so much more than that. No one was able to do what he could do because he was in fact God's son, God on earth. Well, today's story is something that happened during Jesus' life before he was crucified, actually pretty near the beginning of his ministry, I think. And it might be one of the stories the disciples were thinking of, one of the things that they were remembering that happened. All right, where's my Bible? I left it upstairs. I'm just going to run upstairs and get my Bible, and then I can tell you the story. I'll be right back.
Is she gone? Is she gone? She's gone. Ha! Hello, children. My name is Sir Robyn, and I would like to tell you the Bible story today. Yes, I have heard Mrs. Robyn tell the story, and now it is my turn. I read it like half of a time. No, 2 times. And now I will tell it to you before she comes back very quickly. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. So, let's see what happened. Alright. Jesus was teaching the people and he got kind of tired. So, he got into the boat with his disciples and he said, let's go to the other side of the Sea of Galilee and have a little rest. Good idea. So, he got into the boat and they went across the water to the other side. Okay. While they were traveling, though, Jesus felt sleepy. So he lay down on a little pillow at the end of the boat, and he had a little snooze-a-rooney. Kind of like that. The Bible doesn't say he was snoring, but I think he probably was. While Jesus was sleeping, something happened. Boom! Crash! Bang! There was a big storm. And the waves were so big, like this big, wow, very big. And the disciples got very frightened, very, very frightened. And they said, oh no, help, help, we're going to die, we're going to drown. What do we do, what do we do? And they thought, oh, I know, I have an idea. We'll wake up Jesus. So they woke him up. Teacher, wake up, wake up. And Jesus was like, Huh? What is it? Oh, I'm so sleepy. What do you want? And the disciples were like, we're going to die. Ah! And Jesus was like, disciples, you're so silly. You have no faith. What's wrong with you? So he goes and he says to the wind, be quiet. Stop blowing. And he says to the sea, be still. And then it is still and quiet. And then, do you know what? Then, at that moment, the disciples were terrified. Whoa! Who is this Jesus that he can boss around the wind and the waves? Whoa! Yeah, that's what happened. Uh-oh. I think she's coming back. Hold on.
found it. It's very odd. It was under a pile of Where's Waldo books. But I did find it. All right, so let me see. Right, we were going to do the story of Jesus calming the storm. This is one of my very favorite stories. You can find it in Mark and in Matthew and in Luke, but the version I was going to read to you is in the end of chapter 4 of Mark, so pretty early on in the gospel. Starting in verse 35. When evening came, Jesus said to his disciples, "Let's go over to the other side of the lake." They left the crowd behind and took him along in a boat, just as he was. There was also other boats with him. A wild storm came up. Waves crashed over the boat. It was about to sink. Jesus was in the back, sleeping on a cushion. The disciples woke him up. They said, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" He got up and ordered the wind to stop. He said to the waves, "Quiet, be still." And the wind died down, and it was completely calm. Jesus said to his disciples, "Why are you so afraid? Don't you have any faith at all?" They were terrified. They asked each other, "Who is this? Even the wind and waves obey him." Now I imagine, now that Jesus has risen from the dead, they know exactly who he is. Jesus is God's Son. He's the Lord of the wind and the waves. He helped make them. He is the boss of everything in the earth. Isn't this a great story? I do have a couple questions for you to see if you can remember the details of the story.
Hello, excuse me, Mrs. Robyn. Hello, I'm Sir Romanoff. Hello.
Oh, hello, Sir Romanoff. I haven't seen you for a while. Nice to see you.
Hi. I was wondering if me, Sir Romanoff, the brave, could ask the questions to the children.
Well, were you listening to the story?
Oh, yes, I was listening to the story. I wasn't telling the story. No, I was listening. Oh.
Okay, well, yes, I guess you could tell the questions. You could ask the questions to the children then.
Really? You're gonna let me?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Here I go. Number 1. Okay. Let me think. When Jesus was sleeping in the boat, what was he sleeping on? Was it a lazy boy recliner?
I don't think the children know what that is. It's like a big comfy chair.
Okay, was it a big comfy chair?
No, it was not.
No, that's silly. Was it a bicycle?
No.
No, it was not a bicycle. Okay, was it... Oh, I know. It was a big plate of spaghetti. Spaghetti is my favorite food today. Yum, that's what it was, right? Right?
No, it wasn't spaghetti.
Oh, it was in my imagination. Okay, let me see. What does it say in the Bible? Oh, right. A pillow. He was sleeping on a pillow. Oh, he had his little head down like a pillow. Okay, so sweet. Sleeping away, la la la. And then a big storm, bah!
Did you like that part?
Yeah. It was exciting.
All right. Do you have any more questions for the kids?
Yes, I do. I have one more question. Let's see. Jesus' friends were used to being at sea because they had read about it in books. Yeah, lots of books. Is that why?
No, that's not why.
No, of course not. They didn't even have libraries. Let's see. How about, oh, I know, because they had made lots of toy boats out of Legos. Yeah, that's why.
No, that's not why.
No, I was just kidding. The real answer is because they used to be actors in Moana.
Moana?
Yeah, you know, away, away, la la la, something la.
No, they were not in Moana. Moana wasn't invented yet.
Oh, well, it's a very good show. I like that part. The music is...
Oh, yes, it's a good show, but why? Why were Jesus' friends used to being in boats?
Oh, I know, because they were fishermen.
Yes, and they had grown up being fishermen. Their parents were probably fishermen, their fathers, and they had probably spent most of their lives out on the water. Not all the disciples, but definitely Peter and James and John, and some of the others as well.
Wow. So, if they were scared, it was probably actually a pretty big storm.
Yes, I think it was. I've read that the storms of the Sea of Galilee can come up really quickly because Galilee is in a very hot area, and so the air above the Sea of Galilee is really hot and wet. But then from the Mediterranean Sea, there's a lot of cool air. It comes up over the mountains and meets the wet, hot air. And you know what happens when cool air meets hot, wet air?
Spaghetti?
No, a big storm.
Oh, right, yeah, a big storm.
So there's a lot of sudden storms over the Sea of Galilee, apparently.
Oh,
I've read that the waves can get over 2 meters tall.
that's pretty big.
Yeah, it's like over the size of a door.
Wow. I wouldn't feel frightened. I'm very brave. But the children would be very frightened.
Well, it sounds like the disciples were pretty frightened. So yeah, I'm sure the children would be too.
Oh dear. I hope they don't cry when they hear this story.
I don't think they're going to cry. They're very brave children.
Okay. Well, I think I better go because I want to go outside and build a boat. Ha! Also, Quaffle is out there. I threw a bunch of sticks for him and he's probably got them all by now and I should go throw some more.
I was wondering where Quaffle was.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go play with Quaffle. Bye, children! It was nice giving you the quiz and reading you the story. Okay, I'll talk to you again sometime. Bye!
Oh. There he goes. Bye, Sir Romanoff. Well, that was fun. Well, I hope he doesn't actually build a boat. What I meant was you could sort of measure 8 meters long and 2 meters wide, and then either use some masking tape on the floor or a couple blankets to make the shape of a boat. Then you and any family you have around, if you can get them to play with you, maybe you could all get in the boat. You could make the sound of the wind and the waves, make some loud crashing sounds and some swishing sounds. If you had a fan, you could put the fan on to blow around. You need someone to be Jesus. Lay down on a pillow in the back of the boat. The storm is raging. Then Jesus wakes up. He tells the wind and the waves to be quiet, to be still. And at that moment, everyone playing has to be totally quiet. That would be a really good way to remember this story. Another thing you could do is if somebody in your family is handy at folding paper, you could fold a little paper boat. Then use a big blanket to be the water, have people stand around the blanket and move the blanket up and down, up and down. Put the little paper boat on the middle and it'll look like the boat is being tossed by the stormy sea. Then when someone says, "Be still," everyone pulls on the blanket a little bit and makes it flat. And the boat is still. Just be careful not to bounce your boat too much or it might end up in the soup. I would not want to eat a paper boat. Bleh. Well, I hope that gives you some ideas of things you might want to do to remember this story. Before we go, let's end with a prayer. This is a repeat after me prayer. Dear Jesus, you are the Lord of the wind and the waves. You are the King of everything. And you are powerful enough to handle anything. We are always safe with you. Even when bad things happen, we are still somehow safe. Thank you, Jesus. Amen. Well, it was very nice talking to you today, and I'm so glad you got to meet Sir Romanoff, and I hope I'll be seeing you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.